All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Essential Oils Are Not Magic Beans. I am your host, Deanna Nichols, doTERRA Blue Diamond. Welcome to my page / YouTube channel, however you are joining us right now. Or some of you are probably joining us through the webinar version on Zoom. We've got lots and lots of options. So if you would like to find out whenever we are live, you can sign up for text reminders. You can go to the web at remind.com/join/oil, OIL, newbie, NEWBIE. And you can get the live content. You can always watch the replay on YouTube. My channel name, guess what? It's Deanna Nichols, just like my name. And we have a Magic Beans playlist. Tonight we will be joined by my co-host, Chena Anderson, a naturopathic doctor from Central Virginia. She is also a doTERRA Gold leader. And we're going to be talking a little bit about the top 10 home essentials oils, so the top 10 most commonly used oils, and how to use those for winter wellness. We're going to be joined by some of her other essential oil users on her team, getting lots of tips. And you're going to have a chance to find out a couple of really big pieces of information. One, how to get frankincense for free. Frankincense is an amazing oil. I'm sure we're going to hear about it tonight. And through the 15th of January, 2019, just in case you're watching this replay sometime in the future, we do have the opportunity to get you that free bottle of frankincense. Chena will explain how to get that at the end of the broadcast, so stick around. If you hear something you like, give her hearts, give her smiley faces. Don't give her sad or angry faces though, okay? Those will count against her. Just kidding. But do ask your questions, even though she will not be able to see your questions live. I will be on Facebook. For those of you watching live, I'll be answering questions through the comment section. So feel free to greet your guests. And if you want to win stuff, you're going to want to comment on the live feed. Here's what you do. There's two groups of people and two drawings. One is for guests. You are a guest if you do not have a doTERRA membership and you've never won anything before on Magic Beans. Feel free to enter, say, I am a guest and I was invited by, and then tag the person who invited you to watch this video. All right, you'll be entered to win a essential oil roller bottle remedy. It's a remedy in a roller, and it's really cute in a nice little bag with some instructions on how to use it. So that's fun. If you're a newbie is different. A newbie is somebody who has joined as a member of the Oil Shares community in the past 30 days. So if you joined sometime in the month of December of 2018, we would like to welcome you and give you a chance to win a free essential oil regimen targeted specifically for you by me. So that is a $35 value. If you comment that you're a newbie and tag the person who got you started with your oils, then you'll be entered as well. All right, let me step out of the limelight here and let Chena jump in. I'm going to put her on the big screen and let her tell us more about the oils. Like I said, stick around to the end to find out how to get started. Of course, you want to reach out to the person that invited you to watch the video, or if you're a guest of the page, send me a PM and I'll help you get started. Or you can find my website at oilshares with an S.org, not .com. Okay, and Chena's going to explain how that works and how to get your hands on this Home Essentials Kit and the free frankincense through January 15th. So I'm going to bring Chena up on the big screen. Welcome, Chena.
Hello. Deanna, will you nod if you can hear me?
I can hear you. I can see you. It's a beautiful thing.
Okay, great. So I have many guests here tonight, and so I'm going to make a big announcement. We've called ourselves the Messy Buns tonight. You'll notice all the girls are going to have their messy buns on as they're talking. I put on my nerdy oil glasses so I can tell you something intelligent. And I'm going to start with telling you how to, I'm going to tell you this twice. I'm going to tell you at the beginning, I'm going to tell you at the end, how you can get that free frankincense. Please shut that door. Through the 15th. So what you're going to do is you're going to order 200 or more PV, and that's going to allow you to get a free frankincense as well as a free grapefruit oil, I believe is the loyalty product. Am I correct? Yes. So first of all, we're going to talk about winter wellness, but I'm going to have a whole bunch of live guests, and each one is going to tell you about a favorite product or product group and why they use them. And these are going to be some unusual things, so you might want to jot these notes down, okay? So the first one I'm going to tell you about is I'm going to announce that I'm going to be a grandmother in about 8 weeks. So I'm going to have another live guest who is my daughter, who's going to give me this special package in a couple weeks. And I'm going to let her share about 2 things that she has found to be very, very helpful with pregnancy. Charity.
Hello. I'm the one making her a grandmother, as she just stated. 2 of the oils that I have been using a lot have been the lavender, because it helps me to fall asleep and stay asleep, and the peppermint for nausea purposes. I'm sure any other mothers out there know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so those are 2 oils everybody would find in their home essentials kit. And lavender is also beneficial to the urogenital tract, which means for the urinary tract. And that can be very helpful even for little children who have UTI infections. It's also really great for burns. You can put it on burn skins, and that actually includes if a child like skins their knee, that's a type of burn, and that's another use for lavender. The peppermint oil is also good in a pinch for a headache. Now, my personal favorite is past tense for headaches, but peppermint oil can also be used for that. And I also know that Deanna once used it for like kind of a hot flash. It wasn't like a normal hormonal hot flash, but she was speaking and getting really hot. And so the peppermint oil helped cool the body down. I also have another special guest right next to me. And this is my son. And his unique thing that he likes to do is he loves to game. So you've probably got some people in your house who also like to game. And so my son is going to slowly share with you a couple tips for gamers. So here he goes.
And I'll say it slower than her.
Okay.
So I like to play Fortnite, and I'm sure lots of your kids probably play Fortnite. And I'm sure when they lose or get beat, they get mad. So what I do is I use Citrus Bliss, Balance, and Elevate in a diffuser. And so the Citrus Bliss uplifts your mood and keeps you happier, a little harder to get flustered. And Elevate heightens your senses, helps you stay focused, makes you be able to play better. And then Balance keeps you balanced and ties it all together really well. And so that's what I do.
Cool. Thank you, Christian. And one I might think of, though I really don't enjoy those types of games, is In Tune. So if you were working with a child that was maybe doing math facts, now that would be a game I could get behind, is Math Monsters. In Tune would be a really good one for them. Okay, let's go back to our Home Essentials kit. I'm going to talk about one of my favorites, and if my little boy had come in, which I thought he was going to, and he may pop in before we're done, he would tell you that his favorite oil is frankincense. And I happen to have the rollers in front of me to remind me so I don't miss any oils. But frankincense, of course, is good for the brain, the mind, and also for meditation. But one of its other uses, or what I do with it, is at the end of the day, I love to put about 7 drops in the tub. And it's very restorative to the mind and the body. And so that's one of my favorite uses for frankincense. And if I have a really heavy work day, like a lot of mental working, then I'm going to immediately like roll it here and let it do its job. I love frankincense. I feel like it gives me a lot of insights. Okay. Deanna has given me a little message to remind you of, and that is that that current members can get the grapefruit free on their loyalty rewards, but new enrollments can get the free frankincense with this kit. If they haven't ordered in 6 months, and if they have an inactive account, they can PM her because they may qualify for 4 other free oils. So send that message to her if you need more details on that. That's a special promo they're running right now to try to encourage people who haven't ordered for a while to get going and order again. Okay, so let's talk about Immune Central, because this time of year, we've just come out of the holidays. People are already having, respiratory things going on. And so here's a couple tips for respiratory. Let me grab them here. Okay. So first of all, the obvious is the Breathe oil. Now we put that in a diffuser we rub it on our chest. I was hoping my little fellow would come up and give you the recipe for dragon's milk. I will attach it to the Facebook thread a little later. And Deanna, if you have that, you could throw that picture up there. I think I've sent it to you before. But Thorin and I like to do potions together, oil potions. So his potion for dragon's milk is a cup of hot chai tea, sweetened with a little honey. And then we put in a little bit of cream. And then with that, we put in breathe, on guard, and 1 drop of cardamom. So it's 2 drops of on guard, 1 drop of breathe, and 1 drop of cardamom. And then stir all that together, and it makes an amazing tea. If you'll sip it off the spoon, it is so delicious. The kids love it, and it will keep the respiratory system clear. The other thing we would do if we were having a respiratory episode is we would take oregano and we would put it all over the feet, preferably with socks over top, because I hate the smell of the oregano, but it does indeed work. And then the other thing we would do is we would take some On Guard, and again, we put it in our tea. I drink On Guard every morning in my chai tea, and it's delicious, but you can also put it on the pulse points on the wrist. You can put them over the stomach. You put it all over the feet, and that's another immune booster. And what I really love lately is the On Guard gel caps, just because they're fast and easy. And I actually grab a couple of those every morning as I go out the door and take a few. Now, a lot of people have problems when they're having respiratory issues with like an itchy ear, like it's really down in the throat, but also in the ear. And so I'm going to have my daughter, who is one of our oil wizards, share with you a moment what she taught me, because I had never thought of this. Go ahead.
So I use Dengestine behind the ear for anything from itchy ears to like ear infections, like when there's skunk coming out of it. Doesn't happen to me that often, but because you use Dengestine for digestional problems or like really anything like with mucus. It was good for that because that's a mucus coming out of the ear. Mm-hmm. So that's what I use it for.
Okay. She told me that one day I had eaten something. I was really having an allergic reaction to it. And my throat and inside of my ear was itching really bad. It was beyond uncomfortable. And I just asked her if she had a different oil. And she goes, no, you need Digestin for that. And I said, you're kidding. I never thought of using them. And she says, it's mucus, Mom. You need it because it breaks down mucus. And sure enough, I used it twice, once that day and once the next day. And I've never had the problem again. It's been like 6 weeks. So that was quite miraculous. And I would never have thought of that use. Now, obviously, Digestin can be used for digestive disorders. So you could apply it to the stomach. You can take it in the gel caps. And you can also put a little bit into water, or my husband actually keeps Digestin in his car, and he actually takes 2 drops just straight under his tongue. I don't care for the smell. It smells licoricey, and some people, my mother loves that smell. I'm not fond of it. So I actually don't notice it if I roll it behind the ears. And it does seem to make a huge digestion issue just disappear. So it's another one you could add to your pregnancy routine if you're pregnant, besides just peppermint, because this is going to help you to digest. But I want you to consider that in a winter wellness situation with kids that are mucousy, they really aren't breaking down mucus. So the best way to do that would be to roll it behind the ears, take some orally, maybe put it into a tea. Shh, come sit right here.
What?
Come sit right here. Here's my little guy, my little potion maker, and use that Digestin to break down mucus throughout the body system. Oh, did you see you? Say hi. Tell them your favorite oil. Favorite oil. What is it? Can you say it?
Frankincense.
Frankincense is his favorite oil. We like to take baths in frankincense. Okay, another oil. Let me make sure I've gotten everybody. I think the last one is lemon and deep blue. So, and Melaleuca. We'll grab that one too. Okay, so deep blue, great pain reliever. You can use it for, okay, thank you. Thank you. Sit over here. Come here.
Can they see you?
They can see you too. Really well. Okay, so deep blue is a great pain reliever. I'll tell you what I like to do with it is I like to run it down the sides of the spine. So in the morning, sometimes when you've maybe not slept so well, it's great to just roll some down or use the deep blue massage lotion as well. That works great. But you can use it anywhere that you're having any kind of painful discomfort. So you could even use it for menstrual cramps. You could use it at the base of the skull for headaches. You could use it into the temples for headaches. It's a great one. Now I'll tell you my secret recipe is late at night, if I am feeling really achy, maybe I've been gardening all day and I just feel stiff and achy, and today is my 49th birthday. So I don't feel old. I spent the day helping my husband haul trees and burn all these trees that had fallen. So I felt energized instead. But tomorrow I might be feeling a little achy. So what I would do is I would soak in a little bit of like maybe 5 drops of deep blue in my bath water. And it's quite amazing how it de-stresses the muscle tissue. I really, really like that. Another oil that's in your Home Essentials kit is Melaleuca. Now, Melaleuca is right up there. You may go, thank you. Melaleuca is right up there with oregano as 2 of my least favorite scents. However, Melaleuca is an antifungal. So if you are dealing with a lot of candida issues, so foot fungus is a candida issue. If you were dealing with a child that has thrush in the mouth, or if a baby is getting diaper rash or cradle cap, these are all candida issues. Not to mention various types of private itches that could also be coming from candida in the body. So a simple way to use Melaleuca and to also address those areas, one would be to put it in the bath and soak in it. And anybody that knows me knows I soak every night at least 20 minutes and a lot of times over an hour. It's really important to me. It's like my restorative time. And for some reason, somebody keeps leaving Melaleuca by the tub, and I resist because I just don't enjoy the scent. But the Melaleuca can be put in the tub. So if you had a baby with recurring diaper rash, that'd be a good thing to just put it in the tub, let them float in it. The other thing you could do is to take the Melaleuca and put several drops on each foot with socks over them at night. Because the unique thing about the feet, I mean, a lot of people think the feet are this tough, hard tissue that nothing kind of gets through. But what really happens is your feet are like this super highway of neurology, and it's going straight to the brain. It's taking readings constantly. Every step you take, every sensory perception, the feet are taking this information in. So actually, when you put the oils on the feet, you're actually engaging the neurology of the body in a really unique way. And you're sending this, can you please shut both doors because I'm recording? Thank you. And so it's a busy house, sorry. So put the Melaleuca on the feet, and it's actually going to take that to wherever the body needs it. So if the candida is in the urogenital tract, it's heading there. If the candida is in the gut, it's heading there. If it's in the lungs, and yes, you can have candida in the lungs, and you can have it in the bloodstream. So if you're dealing with any of those candida type issues, Melaleuca would be a great thing to work with. And soaking in it or applying it to the feet at night would be one of your fastest routes to, healing the body. Let's see, make sure I've got, okay, and lemon oil. Lemon oil is the last one of the Home Essentials kit. So lemon oil is, I think, one of the simplest oils to work with because everybody likes lemon in their water. You go out to a restaurant and you want some lemon in your water. So what I do especially when I travel, because I travel a great deal all over the world. And when I'm traveling, you can get places that the local water smells bad, tastes bad. And so you don't want to wind up in a state where you're chronically dehydrated. So an easy way to do that is just to keep the lemon oil in your purse. And that way you can also just put a couple drops in each glass or in a water jug so that you stay hydrated, but also so that you kind of boost the body's digestive abilities. Lemon is full of a chemical element called limonene. Limonene is a kamikaze pilot inside of your bloodstream, which means it goes into cells that are destructive to you, that are non-beneficial. So an example of a destructive cell could be a cancer, a bacteria, a virus, these types of things. And this limonene goes in and it basically makes them explode. So this is a great thing that anyone with poor digestion, with a weak immune system, and in all honesty, when I pop open lemon and I smell it, I all of a sudden feel kind of, I don't know, I actually feel giggly inside. It has such an effervescent kind of smell. I might sit here and do this a couple of times. It's really, really relaxing, but at the same time uplifting. So I always, in fact, when I smell it, I think of lemonade in the summer that we always make before friends gather for parties. So it actually makes me feel excited and happy, even though it's 9:19 at night. So lemon is something you ought to keep in your bag all the time. Now, my favorite citrus to use in my water is actually Citrus Bliss. I like that blend the best, but I keep lemon in my travel bag all the time. In fact, I was just still going through unpacking something and found that I don't actually carry one, but 3 in my travel bags. I have them in different bags so that I always have them, because they make such a difference at keeping my body hydrated so that I can overlook the potential taste of water that's not real appealing. So those are your top 10 oils. So this is how I think of them when I try to remember which ones they are. You have your 2 greens, which is oregano and Melaleuca. Then you have your 2 orangey colored ones, and that's your On Guard and your frankincense. So your Melaleuca and your oregano are both a big immune boosters, but they're also fighting very specific things like viruses and bacteria and fungus. And then when I think about my orange ones, my On Guard, that's another immune booster, kind of a disinfectant for the body. And I drink this one every day, at least once, and sometimes 2 or 3 cups of tea. And I'm always putting On Guard in it because it just tastes great. And then I think about my frankincense is another orange one. And the frankincense, again, is for the mind, and it's for opening up the sensory perception, and it also helps with meditation. So when I say meditation, I'm talking about my prayer time, my reflection on my day. I'm talking about kind of receiving inner wisdom from God about where am I going in life. Like, it's a great oil to soak in at night because it's a time to kind of wash away today and then look forward to tomorrow. Then I look at my other colors, and I've got my blues, and I've got 3 blues, actually 4 blues. They're different shades of blue, but I have my deep blue, and the deep blue is the pain one. So you think of anything pain related. I've got peppermint for digestion. I've got Digest Zen for digestion. And remember, Digest Zen is not just like a stomach upset, but it's also for mucus. So think about the rolling behind the ears and enhancing the clearing of mucus from the system. And then I have my Breathe. And the Breathe oil, again, we use it several different ways. We put it in the diffuser. We'll roll it on lung 1. If you have an acupuncture chart, we'll roll it on lung 1. We also put it on the feet, like a heavy dose on the feet with socks at night. If a kid is coughing a lot, and also you can rub it on the neurolymphatic points for the lungs, which you can do front and back. Those are also effective ways to use it. Then we have our really fun citrus, the lemon. And of course, we talked about putting that in our water and just using it for an uplifting feeling. It's kind of a natural antidepressant that way. And then the last oil in the kit is the lavender. Now, I have held up the touch kit, by the way, because I travel with these all the time. So the only one that I always travel with the only 2 in the liquid forms, I always travel with my On Guard and my lemon in the bottles, but I keep my rollers with me all the time. And the rollers, the lavender roller, let me tell you what we did in a pinch. We were traveling in Pennsylvania, whole family. We were doing several excursions throughout each day. And one day we were in this little tiny town, and it had this train ride. So we're going to take this train ride through the mountains, which was really fun. And we're waiting for our train to come in so we can all get on. And my little boy climbs a lamppost, which of course all little boys want to do. So he climbs the lamppost, and then he loses his grip, slides down the lamppost. And as he does, they have, what a hazard, but they have the metal box for an electrical outlet made onto the side of that thing. So he hits that with his neck and it just rips the side of his neck. And it ripped it like a burn. Like it was not only sharp shards, but it was like, it looked like a big raspberry on the side of his neck, but it was bleeding a little bit. So I only had my backpack that day. I didn't have my regular bag. And all I had in it was lavender and my peppermint roller. That's all that was in there for this little day trip. So I grabbed the peppermint and put it on as a nervine to calm like an analgesic, in other words, a pain reliever. And then I rolled the lavender behind it because the tissue was indeed burned like a strawberry. And so, and I did go and get some ice from a little vendor stand to put on there. But what was funny, I know it doesn't sound funny, but what was funny was that he's all upset. Everybody's in crisis. We roll, and then he's climbing the pole again. So it took the pain down. It took the burn down enough that he totally forgot about it and went on and climbed the pole again. And then each day while we were on that trip, I would apply it a couple times during the day, just the lavender, because again, it was like burned tissue. And what was amazing to me was within 3 days, you could barely see where it had been. So the lavender helped the tissue to restore really rapidly as well. So the Home Essential Kit is indeed a kit that I would tell you every family ought to have because you're going to use those more than any other oils. Except maybe frankincense. I would tell you everybody needs that extra bottle of frankincense. So if you haven't ordered in 6 months, this is a really good time to reactivate your account because you can get that free oil as long as you order the 200 points this month. And also let me remind you that the grapefruit is free on the loyalty rewards and new enrollments will also get the frankincense with this kit, with the Home Essentials kit. So I can't see any of your comments. Is there anything, Deanna, that you would like me to say that I haven't already said?
I have been busy about answering questions. One of the questions was, how many children do you have, first of all?
Well, I have 10 children. The oldest is the gamer that came on, and the youngest is the little monkey that came in. We call him the last unicorn because he is the last of his kind. Yes, there are 10. And we are adopting another son.
Oh,
so the
that's
madness
hilarious.
never ends.
That's right. So that will be 11. I forgot about that.
That will be 11.
Okay, so no, I think you've done a great job of covering all the oils, and everybody is getting their questions answered. So I think maybe you could share a couple of things. Oh, I don't know if you can still hear me or not.
Yes.
We're having a weird internet situation going on here. Can you hear me?
Question. I can hear you now. I didn't hear your question.
Nope. Okay. What a weird night for internet service. Maybe you can share like some of the benefits that in the next like 2 minutes, you could share some of the benefits of why somebody would want a doTERRA membership versus maybe just ordering a few oils here and there, or ordering off Amazon, or just ordering from somebody else and paying retail.
Okay, that's a great question, and I can do that in 2 minutes. So once upon a time, I represented company number 4. And one of the things that I always questioned was why were some of them labeled so I could take them internally and some not? And so one of my big interests as I learned more about doTERRA's oils was that I could use them internally. So I've been a naturopath for 23 years. Yes, actually 23 years, 2 days ago. Okay. And we were always taught oils were topical, didn't use them internally. And yet I know that there are oils you can use internally. And so one of my unique interests was, how come one company can use them internally? But so doTERRA can, and I love that because my little guy and I have started writing a book actually, and it's about the oily wizard. And so we're making potions, but most of the potions are internal potions. And so we're using them internally. And I love that every oil is exactly what it says it is so that I can actually ingest it And I find the body makes faster shifts. And there's not just the value of inhaling it, which is pleasant as well, but also the very rapid shift that the body makes with the oils, using them internally as well. So when I have clients who say, oh, I have juniper, or I have such and such, I'll say, now what brand do you have? And oftentimes they've just got a no-name brand, something they bought at Walmart or they bought offline. And I'll ask them, I'll say, now our brand is allowed to, FDA even labels it that we can take it internally. So is yours labeled that way? And they aren't. In fact, they actually say not for internal consumption. And so for me, the big thing is the quality and the purity, and the fact that I can use them in a way that most oil brands are literally labeled that they can't use that way. So that's important to me. That's important to my family. I used to always say to people about supplements, if I wouldn't serve it to my kids on the dinner plate, should I even be taking it? And so with the oils, one of the other beauties is my daughter who's pregnant, she does cooking with the oils. And I'm hoping to have her do a few little YouTube segments for that, because she does some amazing dishes and she's using the oils. So can we eat it? Yes. Can we drink it? Yes. Can we heal with it? Yes. And can we feel the emotional benefit of being surrounded by the sensual aspect of oils, which is the scent and also how they make our skin and our body and our mind feel. And yes, and doTERRA does all of that. And we do it with safety, with purity, and with quality. And those are all my hot buttons. And I think
Awesome. Thank you so much for explaining that. That's very important for people to understand. Yeah, we are having difficulty hearing each other just because of probably my internet connection would be my guess. But I wanted to just close out here. Let me make myself big for a second here. Okay, there's me. I just want to thank Chena for being here and all of her awesome guests. That was amazing to hear. I love families that are using essential oils together. That's a beautiful thing. And that's really what we're trying to teach, is families to be empowered to handle their own health concerns. And her kids, even her littlest ones, know when something's up, they can go grab an oil off the shelf, and especially the rollers are perfectly safe for kids to use like that. And so that's an amazing thing. If you're wondering about what she's talking about loyalty rewards and things like that, there are so many benefits to becoming a doTERRA member versus just buying an oil. And so we encourage you to talk to the person that invited you to watch this video tonight. And if you just stumbled upon it, please send me a message and I'll be happy to help you get started and get some support, because our oils come with people. You don't just buy an oil and you have to figure out what to do with it. We have an entire community. We have 13,000 families all over the world. We have several Facebook groups, one with almost 4,000 members, where you can go and ask and utilize history from years and years of other people's questions. We have this weekly event you can attend. And if you are if you're within maybe like a 3 or 4 hour drive of the Washington, D.C. area, we even have an event coming up January 18th and 19th, particularly on the 19th, where you can come and learn from some of the top leaders in the entire company. Chena will be teaching on some product stuff there. You'll learn a lot about the products, and you can also learn about the business if you're interested. So contact me for more information or check the events tab on the Facebook page. We would love to see you there. And introduce you to some of the other local leaders here. So we got people driving in from like 4 and 5 hours away to come to that event coming up in a couple weeks. So again, reach out to the person that invited you. They will help you choose a starter kit that gives you a free membership to doTERRA. When you place future orders, you get 10 to 30% back in product rewards. You also get access to our members only Facebook group. And in that members only Facebook group, we'll be running a special event called Master Your Metabolism the last week of January. We're gonna help people get back on track with keeping a healthy weight and burning food for fuel, making healthy life choices. If you're not a doTERRA member, we actually have a special group that you can request to join. It's called Oil Shares, BOGOS, B-O-G-O-S, and Promos. And you will be able to see the content of Master Your Metabolism. But if you want to take full part of that, we have a special kit of products that you may want to purchase ahead of time so that you'll be ready to participate in that. So if you're a member, reach out to the person that is your team leader. If you're not a member, send me a message and I'll help you get started with that metabolism pack so that you can be ready to participate in that event at the end of January. Again, Chena, thank you so much for your time and for your family for joining us. We'll be back here next Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And until then, have an amazing week and shine on. Good night, everybody.